Hi everyone, I'm Simon from Sterling Business Coaching and welcome to today's Monday's Moment video, which is the 1st of December, which is heading towards one of my favourite times of the year. Two things I want to talk about today. The time of year that reminds us to give. It's a season of giving and also a season of receiving. But it's also, as we started the first day of Advent yesterday, I went to an Advent service in a nearby village church. It's a time for reflection. So giving and reflection is what we're going to talk about in today's Monday's Moment. See you in a second. Yes, so yesterday I went to a beautiful church in a village called Cromwell, and there's a new vicar there, and we took part in an Advent service which had some Advent hymns that we sang. And David really told us about the importance of reflecting and using Advent as a time to reflect on the past, to reflect on the present, and to reflect on the future. And of course, we're in the season heading towards Christmas when we are also thinking about my theme of this month, which is about giving. And of course, when we give and also we receive. But we'll talk about that in just a moment. And it's really important as we go through this season of giving presents and receiving presents that we think about this in our personal lives, but also in our business. We might be thinking about doing Secret Santa in the office. We might be thinking about giving Christmas bonuses to our team. And of course, we might be thinking about giving to causes, giving to family and friends, and generally enjoying this beautiful time around Christmas and the holidays. But I want us to think about three things in all of these areas. The first one is to give unconditionally. If you give, as the image shows there, to receive, then generally, one, I don't find that as rewarding, but also I don't think that the reciprocal behaviour quite works out as we planned, and we shouldn't give only to receive. So I want you to think about giving and giving unconditionally, and giving in all ways. If you give to charity, don't expect to have a big logo appearing on their webpage. If you give a gift to a friend, don't expect to get the same level of gift and compensation back in the size of the gift or the value of the gift. If you give somebody a bonus, give them a bonus for what they have done as an incentive, of course, to keep doing well, but not on the condition that they do. I only give bonuses to people who have done well. Of course, I want them to continue that, but I'm not giving them the bonus in expectation for future results. I'm giving them an unconditional reward for what they have already put into their work and into their business. The next thing is, what do we give? The middle image there. We need to give some thought to what connects to the person receiving it. What can they do with it? What is it that they love doing? So if you give cash, then that has a value of the cash. But if you show that you have connected to that person, that you've understood what they love doing, and you've given them something that is very special to them, it doesn't just have the monetary value, it has the appreciation value that you connected with them, that you understand them, that you see them, and that you connect with them. And the value of what you give by them is exponentially increased. So for example, I could give somebody a £100 gift voucher, and it's worth £100, and they could go and they could spend it on food, whatever it is. But if I know that person has a real passion and a real dream of taking a car around a racetrack, and I can use one of my connections to give them that experience that they've always wanted to do. Doesn't matter how much it costs me. I might even get it for free from one of my contacts, or I might just have to pay for the fuel. But to the person receiving it, to show that I've listened to them, to show that I understand them and that I'm interested in them and I'm giving them something that helps them achieve their dreams, really is about connecting with a gift that really means something to them. So that middle image there, following on from unconditional giving, is give something that connects with them. Give them something that shows that you understand them and to see them. And also, I say this every time, this time of every year, give to a stranger. There are so many people in need, as that image below me shows. There are so many people who feel unseen. I walked around our local town at the weekend, and there were thankfully not too many people there, but people who are down on their luck. And I know you might have different thoughts on that, but people who clearly are looking for some kind of handout, some kind of gift. But most importantly, these people also need to be seen. Don't walk by them and ignore them. Give them a smile. Give them a hello. No thanks. If you don't want to give, that's okay. But don't just walk by them. Just say, sorry, thank you, but it's not for me. But if you do decide to give to someone who is a stranger, try to get to know their name. Shake their hand. Okay. Now, Princess Diana over here in the UK was renowned for shaking the hands of AIDS patients all those years ago, because it made them feel human. It made them feel seen. So if you see somebody who is a stranger, if you know of somebody who is down on their luck, okay, go and ask their name. If you buy a big issue magazine on the high street, don't just give them the £4 or the £5 as it is at Christmas and move on. Ask them their name. Ask them how they are. Say, nice to meet you. My name's Simon. Shake their hand. Give them the money. Move on. But giving to a stranger and acknowledging them as a person, as a human being, is really, really important. Even if you're giving to a dog charity or to some other charity, just spend a little bit of time to get to know the person that you're in front of there and then. Okay? And do what you can to help those people who are in more of a need than you are. And let's use what we have to give to others unconditionally by connecting with them, and get to know a stranger's name, get to know a little bit about them. Okay, so that's really, really important from the giving point of view. If you're in business and you've got a new member of the team, get to know them, get to ask them. I see you started last week. Who are you? And, have you got any family? What are your hobbies? What are your interests? Let's make this whole giving about giving people time, giving people recognition for who they are, that they are a person, that they do have wants, needs, etc. And if you think, what can I give? You can always give somebody a smile. Even walking by a stranger, you can always smile and say, hello, sorry, not for me, thanks. The other thing I want you to think about is reflection. Now, I opened up my advent calendar. Thanks, Fiona, for the advent calendar, by the way. I opened up my big advent calendar this morning. And each day I open the advent calendar looking to see what chocolate is going to be behind it. It's always a chocolate calendar in our household. But what I want you to think about, Advent is a time for reflection. And each day, let's spend some time at the beginning of the day or at the end of the day or at both. And let's reflect. Let's reflect on the day that we've had. What did we do? What could we have done better? Who could we have helped? Who could we have given something to? But let's look at the past. Let's look at the rest of the year. How's this year worked out? What have you managed to get through? What have you managed to overcome? Where are you right now and where have you come from? And then take some time and reflect on what next year is going to look like. What can you carry forward that has gone well? And what can you try and correct or avoid that hasn't gone quite so well this year? And carry that forward into the year ahead of 2026. So take a moment, just as the advent calendar, even if you've got an advent calendar, do it as you take your chocolate out or your treat, whatever it is. But every single day, think about reflection. Now, if you're a person of any kind of faith, you can reflect on your faith. If you're reflecting on your health, if you're reflecting on your family, if you're reflecting on your business, if you're reflecting on life generally, if you're reflecting on the environment around you, whatever that reflection is, take a moment each and every day. Now, I'm doing an Advent plan on my YouVersion Bible app. So that every single day there is a reading, a video, and a moment of reflection. You don't have to do something that strong. You don't have to step out in that way. But whatever you do, make some reflection each and every day. And of course, share those reflections. If you have liked this video, if you have found something useful in this video, please message below wherever this video is appearing. Tell us what you're doing. Tell us what you've given. Tell us a cause that you're supporting. Tell us what you've done in business. And let's share this giving season and share this season of reflection with each other as well. And let's take the opportunity where we can to make the most of December. As we head towards Christmas and the holidays, let's make the most of bringing some love and some joy and some enjoyment to ourselves and to all those people around us as well, wherever possibly we can. I know everybody's not as fortunate, but we can all do something. We can all share a smile. And with that, I've gone slightly over on this one, but look out for more posts during the week ahead, and look out for my next Monday's Moment, where we continue this theme in the next 3 weeks before I break up for the holidays on this theme of giving and reflection. I'll see you on the next Monday's Moment video. Bye for now.